Hi dear students, this is Don Prakash here, Assistant Professor, SDM PG Center. Now, as a faculty coordinator for SDM Student Consortium 2020-2021, I thought this time I can create a Google form and share it with all of you. Every year, I used to create a form and circulate in the class itself, where students used to physically enter all of their choices. That is, students would be given an opportunity to indicate their interest level in becoming coordinators for any of the sub-clubs of SDM Consortium. So we have numerous clubs which you will see in a bit. Now, this time you can indicate the same, but you can indicate it on a Google form. So you can give your first preference, second preference and third preference on an individual level. So whichever club you are interested to, you can indicate first, second and third preference. Now, in addition to that, this time I've added one more feature here. It is nothing but your opinion. Now, in case you feel that there is a particular student who deserves to become a coordinator of a particular club, for example, someone may be having some sports background, and you feel that this person can do justice as a sports coordinator, you can indicate that person's name in that particular slot. Of course, indicating and giving opinion is not compulsory. You can skip that section. In case you feel anyone is capable or they deserve to be nominated for that particular club, you can indicate it. What will happen here is, once we all fill up the form, we in the staff meeting, we will be having a thorough analysis on who can fit what kind of role. Of course, one student can get in charge of only one particular role. So that's why please be very careful in indicating your preference. What we do here is, in the meeting, we have different formulas which we use. One, of course, we see the capability of the student, we see the dependability, responsibility, the talent maybe, depends on the kind of club which we are looking at, and also the student's preference. So in case the students has given a preference or shown preference in that particular club, definitely it will be considered in a high value. At times when there is multiple competition for a particular slot, of course we cannot be giving many students. So there will be a student from A section and one student from B section for each of the clubs, mainly for the coordination purpose of it. But the main president and vice presidents are selected automatically based on their marks itself. So this is how the trend has been in the past, and it will continue in the same way. So please understand that is a motivation for all the students. So the top scorer becomes the president of SDM Consortium, and the second highest scorer will become the vice president. Last year we had Sanjana Kamath, as well as Navya K, who was the president and vice president respectively. They have a message coming up also on this particular document itself. So if you see here, SDM Student Consortium 2020-21, student choice as well as opinion poll. So I have segmented this particular form into three sections. First section is all about the instruction. Second section is nothing but you choosing which is your first priority club, second priority club and third priority club. And in the third section, in case you feel any of your classmates are deserving, don't worry about A and B section, doesn't matter. If anyone you feel is deserving a particular club as a coordinator, please indicate their names. Remember, your total votes does not matter. It is just an indication for the faculties and the director about what is your opinion. That's it. So don't get influenced by any of your friends who you genuinely think deserves that particular role. Please, only nominate them. And of course, nominating and telling about others is optional. It is not compulsory. So remember, in this document, whichever has an asterisk mark, it is compulsory. So even if you are not interested to become a member of or a coordinator of any of the clubs, there is an option which I am going to show you which says not interested. You have to click on it. Okay. Opinion about others need not be filled if you feel there is no person which comes to your mind. So first section, as you can see here, I'll just quickly read through it. You will get an idea. Hello, SDM Students Consortium 2020-21, Student Choice and Opinion Poll. is where each student can indicate if they are keen to become a coordinator of any of the consortium clubs. Click on the video below to get more information before you fill the form. So this particular video, I am going to place it below here, and you can again see this video in case you have any doubts. Of course, this video I will also be sharing separately, independently too. You can mention maximum 3 based on your priority. Also, you could highlight why you think you may be made in charge of that particular club. So after you indicate one of your clubs, say first preference could be external fest in charge, for example. Below you should write, why do you think you deserve that particular place? So you have to be convincing, so there's a bit of marketing involved there also. Okay, so as I told, you have to indicate it. The final decision who is selected will be done in the staff meeting. In case you are not interested, kindly choose not interested from a drop down menu, which you're going to see now, from question 3A, 3B and 3C. So 3A is your first priority, 3B is your second priority, 3C is your third priority. Don't worry, I have designed this form in a simple way so that you do not have any confusion. But everyone has to compulsorily answer it. The list of consortium clubs along with the faculty in charge is displayed below. One representative from A and B section will be chosen for each. Also, you can give suggestions on who you think is most suitable for any particular consortium club. It is purely an opinion poll to get an idea of who you think are most suitable coordinators for various roles that come under the SDM Students Consortium. It is not compulsory for you to answer this. You can fill either one or more or none also. Please be honest while suggesting names. Do not get influenced by others. Your opinion is just an indicator and not the final result. You cannot suggest your own name, remember that, in your opinion poll, of course. Thank you. The last day to fill this is October 31st, that is Saturday, before 5 p.m. So the ones who do not fill it by that time, we are not going to ask you again, is a chance which you have lost out. So you would have lost out on the chance. Sorry, there was a bit of an interruption here, not an issue, we'll continue. So 31st October, Saturday, 5 p.m. So the ones who do not fill it by then, they not only lose a chance of indicating their preference. The second thing here is they also lose a chance of giving opinion about who they think are suitable for the rest of the roles. So remember that. So again, remember, even if worst case students don't fill this form, if we faculties think that the student is deserving, or if a student, I just move around anyways, I'm tired of sitting. If a student is suitable for that particular role, we would actually consider, and we may even give them. Of course, we may or may not contact the students before that itself. So let's see how it goes. Okay. So kindly note, overall president and vice president for SDM Students Consortium 2020 will be based on the cumulative marks itself. So road track club though, the students have already been selected by the institute, and they would be considered for the other clubs, but we may or may not choose them for them because they already got some responsibilities. So we have Mr. Dheeraj, I believe he's the president of the road track club. Then we have Ms. Kritika as well as Mr. Aaron Dan Pinto also. I believe one of them is the secretary and other is the treasurer, right? Or maybe vice president. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Now you can see the message of the previous president Sanjana. I have put the video here, as well as the vice president, that is Navya. They have a 1 odd minute video about their experience and their opinion about this consortium. So please do click and listen to that. I will not be playing that here. Now when I click next, I will be directed to the second section here. So in this second section, you can indicate your interest. So before you indicate your interest, just kindly look into the faculties who are in charge for this particular year. Of course, every year the club and committees and the faculties may vary. So this year, I am of course the coordinator of the overall SDM consortium. The director is the chairperson first, of course. Then I am the faculty coordinator. And also there are sub-clubs, as I told you. So first one is the National Integration Forum. Faculty in charge this year is Deepa Nayak ma'am. So what is happening here is basically about all the national integration forums which we would have, maybe a Christmas or maybe Eid or celebrations, or if there is Diwali celebration or whatever celebration which gets a national unity integration comes into play, this is that committee for it. Okay, so for more details you can always get in touch with the respective faculty. Then placement cell itself. So Mr. Prashant Kumar sir is continuing as a placement officer this year, and I think I don't have to tell much about it. The student's role will definitely come into play in terms of maybe coordination and all the other aspects. So again, you can get in touch with the concerned faculty, and of course each of the faculties will guide you specifically as to how you would have to go about. Then we have the entrepreneurship development cell. It is called as EDC cell, to promote entrepreneurship, and we may have some activities and maybe some resource persons from the this corporate world, like entrepreneurs, who might come up and give you guidances into how this particular entrepreneurship culture could be promoted. So I am the faculty coordinator for that particular thing. SDM Alumni Forum, again of course the alumni will come as a participant here, and the faculty coordinator here is Mrs. Ramesh Shetty, and again student coordinators can also be from the SDM, either A and B, both of them. Now, cultural forum, Dr. Harshita ma'am is in charge of it, and usually we see the Gandhi Jayanti celebrations and anything connected to culture usually will come here. Even maybe the college day dance and all of this also would broadly come under this category. Now, external fest forum, Dr. Savita Pereira ma'am is in charge. This is where when our students have to go for intercollegiate fest, what they need to do. So, of course, there will be a coordinator from A and B, and likewise. Then we have this Gavel Club. Dr. Harshita ma'am is in charge. Of course, you had it in the first year. Now, second year, what will happen here is only the coordinators will come into play. First years will be the members and participants, of course. So, the coordinator's job will be just to assist to make sure that the flow does not get disconnected, and again the faculty in charge will guide you more on it. Then we have the the sports club, right? Mr. Prashant Kumar sir is in charge this time, and I need not tell you much about sports. So of course you know how it goes about, and it's the same. The faculty will update you. Rotary Club, Dr. Joman Lonapan sir is in charge of it, and already I believe a couple of days back the program got over, and the students have already got selected. So for that we will not have any selection. That's why I have excluded Rotaract from the particular list itself. The corporate club, Mrs. Sumati is in charge. Basically in corporate club we may have a series of guest lectures and resource persons coming in addressing students on different programs. So that's basically the corporate club, and much more individual faculties will update you. Literary club magazine, that is nothing but our college magazine. Mrs. Deepa Nayak ma'am is in charge of it, or any other literary connected aspects will come into play. E-journal club, it's nothing but our college has own e-journal. Every year we usually release it during the conference time, and Dr. Pramila Shetty ma'am is in charge of it. Basically we may have some research articles and all these kind of things put in the e-journal, so students coordinators can be selected from that. Industrial tour club, now I know there is COVID going on and all of that, so Deepa ma'am is in charge of it, right? Mrs. Deepa Nayak. So that we'll have to coordinate with the faculties, and let's see what is the situation, and that could go further. Next, you're talking about the research club itself. Dr. Savita Pereira ma'am is in charge. This is where students could, come out with different types of research, and research paper presentations and all of that could also come into play. So this is the faculty in charge. Extension activity club, Mrs. Ramesh Shetty ma'am is in charge of it. We have conducted many programs for the society, right? Maybe Swachh Bharat or any other programs, like we had pot culture and a lot of these things. So again we will require coordinators for that. Industrial consultancy cell, I am in charge of it. And this is basically trying to bridge the gap between industry and the academia. We may have some programs involving the industry itself, and this is how it is. So I hope it's very clear. Now, while you fill up here, you should write your full name. Now this is important. Now I'll just give an example of it. Now I'll fill my name itself. So of course you have to fill your own name. So make sure that is not done wrongly. Your own WhatsApp number. So please fill it up properly. I'm just showing you a demo of it, of course. So so that don't do any error when you do that. Choose a section, whichever section, one of the section I have to choose, so choose it whichever appropriate. Now comes the interesting question. Now these are the three options as I told you. So your first preference, now 3A is your first preference, remember. So all you have to do is click the choose. All the clubs I have mentioned here, please understand. Gavels club I have excluded because we will choose the Gavels club on our own, because students second years don't have much of a full involvement. Rest of the other clubs I have mentioned here, you can choose any club of your choice. For example, you feel like choosing, say, let me say literacy club. So that is your first preference. So under 3B, this is optional again. You need not fill this again. This is just an optional. But in case you are very committed to get the particular, coordinator for that particular club itself, what you do, my suggestion is make sure that you write something as to, I have done this, or I'm interested in this or not. Usually people tell about interested. That is common. If you can, justify it in a right way, we may consider it, of course. So you please enter that there. Again, second choice. So for example, now you are interested in corporate club, please click there. Don't repeat the same one. By mistake, if you click literacy club, again don't give literary club here. Please don't do that mistake here. Okay. So do a unique one itself. Now imagine now again, 4A you can justify again. This is optional. Now imagine now you are only interested in 2 clubs and not interested in third one. Don't worry. When you come to 5A, there is an option in the bottom called not interested. Please click that, because if you don't answer this, you cannot go to the next form. Answering, all the B, 3B, 4B, 5B, it is not compulsory. It is, as I said, optional itself. Wherever the red mark is mentioned, the red color asterisk, that is compulsory. Now I'll go to next one, because I've answered all the red ones properly. Now section 3, your opinion on who you think should be made the coordinator for various different clubs. You can mention one or more names in the same line based on who you think deserves more. Remember, this is just an indicator and won't be selected based on the number of votes. So be honest and suggest only. In case you don't find anyone, leave it blank, as these are not compulsory. So each of the sub clubs I have mentioned here, say for example National Integration Forum, you feel that there is a specific student, say, I'm just giving names which are not there in your class, otherwise you'll start getting influenced by it. So Virat, Dhoni, Sachin, say for example. So if you feel there are 3 students who deserve it, first mention a student who you think is most deserving. Doesn't mean you have to answer it, remember. So Virat, Dhoni and Sachin. And imagine placement, you don't have any suggestion, no problem, leave it blank. Whichever you feel you have an answer to give a suggestion, that's all you need to do. So these are till 19 and 20 now. If you have any specific doubts and suggestions, of course, if you have any specific suggestion before filling the form, you have to get in touch with me. But after submitting the form, if you feel certain things have to be mentioned, you can use question number 20 and then answer it. I hope I have briefed you clearly on this. Don't get in touch with me talking and asking about every subcommittee. I may not be in a position to handle all of them, but of course I will try my level best to entertain as many as possible. Remember, an update again. Student Consortium is a fabulous space for you, because here you can build up your leadership skills, your teamwork skills, your communication, handling pressure, time management, prioritizing, becoming more professional, taking more risks, in fact, coming with creative ideas, leading people, handling people, a lot of fame. Remember, SDM Student Consortium, every year we have an inauguration where all the coordinators will come beautifully dressed. They'll get up from their place when the name is called. They will be usually given a badge. Let us see what is the situation this year. Of course, you can come up with more creative ideas. Every year we have a creative idea. An inauguration is done. Oath taking will take place, where they have to put their right hand up and follow the oath. And of course, that is the small thing, to be honest. The bigger thing here is the activities which the students can, conduct under the each club itself. They can discuss with the faculty. They can interact with any student from any class itself, need not just be the coordinators, and they can take it further. Okay, so all the very best, my dear students. I thought I should do this video tutorial so that you should not have any confusion. Remember one thing, the deadline is just 2+ days away. If you don't submit it on time, no other your queries and all will not be considered after that itself. So we have to finalize this as soon as possible. So once you submit it, there will be a huge process again. This is not an easy task to finalize, and of course there are chances that the most deserving student may not get, because we are trying our level best to choose the best team possible, the right student for the right place at the right time, to take all the right decisions and to make it right. Somewhere along the line it may go wrong. That's why we are giving an extra option this time to ask students' opinion as to who they think could be more deserving also. All right, so the ones who don't get selected, nothing to worry. This is just purely a selection to make sure the things go further. All right, so I hope you all wholeheartedly participate in this program, and don't be partial, don't be biased towards because he's your friend and then you nominate. No, the right person should be nominated whether you like that person or not. I know it's very tough to do that, it doesn't work usually, but let us practice this. All right, thank you so much. This is Don signing out. Any doubts, get in touch with me. All right.